Monday, April 11th through Friday, April 15th.
The week starts with Thomas and Sheila, and they're having their conversation, and Sheila's trying to convince Thomas that she would never hurt Finn. Taylor walks up, she interrupts, and she's all surprised that Thomas is asking Sheila if she was involved. Then Sheila's all upset, and she runs off, and Taylor follows her. Thomas is the only one who's suspicious right now, anyway.
Yeah, like Sheila had some good wording again, because she said, "You think I wanted this?" And then like cries, and then yeah, it's the same as like when she told Finn, "You'll never hear of me doing anything wrong."
Right.
No, we don't think you wanted to kill both of them, or to kill him. We don't think you wanted to kill him. We do think you wanted to kill Steffi, though.
Right. I do believe she wanted to kill Steffi.
I mean, she had gloves in her purse. I mean, okay, so I sometimes may have a random glove on me, but that's because I was like doing something at work that needed gloves. And I had an extra because your girl got nails and she ripped through them. It's a thing.
Well, okay. We go to the hospital, okay? Or, I'm sorry, we're still at the hospital. And Hope arrives with food and clothes for Liam. And she's being very supportive, way more supportive than I would be.
I mean, it's pretty on par for Hope.
It is. She's genuinely worried, I think, about Steffi.
Yeah, I think she's genuinely worried about Steffi, but I also think she's worried about herself a little bit.
She's yeah, definitely.
Like, she's okay.
Well, I had peace for 2 years. Goodbye, peace.
Goodbye, peace.
Then Brooke arrives, and she's also there to support Ridge. And she lets him know, I'm still your wife, okay? And I'm here for you.
Good job, Brooke. Just squeezing that in. Just, just in case you forgot during this traumatic time. Like, don't forget, I'm still your wife.
Exactly. Just in case you forgot while Taylor's hanging all over you. I am still your wife.
Yeah, while you and Taylor are going through this trauma about your child that you share together, don't forget I'm here. Okay, thanks.
And another thing, throughout the week, Thomas, Hope, and Liam each visit Steffi on their own, like not all together at one time. They each visit her on their own, and they all beg her to fight and open her eyes and come back. I'm not going to go through every single one of those. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no. It was all very emotions. It was all, you're very strong. You can do this. Your kids need you.
Yeah.
Sorry all the times we haven't got along, but I love ya. Recover.
Exactly. I'm not going to go through everyone.
No, I just did.
So, Taylor follows Sheila.
Oh, gosh.
All the way to the roof.
How did she, okay, first of all, Sheila got on the roof and she's haunted, having her own moment up there. For a hot minute, she's having a moment. So if Taylor was really following her from that far behind, how did she know she went on the roof? Because it took Taylor a good 2-3 minutes to catch up with her in a hospital. I don't know if y'all ever been to a hospital. They're very confusing and windy.
Yeah, they are. I guess she got lucky.
I don't know, but yeah, so Sheila's wobbling up there in her platform sneakers or whatever they were, and is about to fall.
And she's talking to herself.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't live without you. I can't believe this happened. All I wanted was to love you. Don't worry. I'm coming. And right when she's about to jump, Taylor comes out of the door. She appears on the roof. And she's like,
no. No. Yeah.
do it.
And for being a world-renowned whateverologist, like, she wasn't really doing that great of a job of talking her down.
She was trying.
I mean, I feel like anyone could have said that. Where is this degree that I'm supposed to be seeing? Like, you're like, I feel like, I don't know, the bus boy that I met at work last week could have said the same thing. Like, where is this world-renowned ologist? I would like to see it.
Well, I would have said the same thing. I think.
Yeah, and we're not trained professionals.
Right. I think that the reason I think that it didn't actually help too is because at first she was getting through to her, I think, or she was like, don't worry, think about Hayes, your grandson needs you. And then she says, Steffi will come around one day. And that's when she was like, oh, crap. No, she won't. Not after this.
It was definitely that where Taylor probably was saying the right things if she wasn't speaking to the actual shooter.
Right. And then she acts like she's going to jump. Do you think she was really going to jump?
I don't know. She got a little wobbly, but I don't know. And then, like, Taylor, like, grabs her arm, but Sheila, like, tries to yank her arm away, which causes Taylor to kind of basically, like, catch an ankle because it wasn't a very high ledge compared to the rooftop part.
Right.
It's not like the ledge came up past her hip, or it was like below her knee when she so it was kind of like, woo, she just stepped into it and it was like mid-calf way. So she just kind of tipped over, but still holding on to Sheila's arm. So then they're dangling. Those were some good specially effects because you see the whole front of the building, her stunt double dangling because that wasn't the real chick. Come on now. Anyway, so she's dangling. Then it's the view of like she's like, don't drop me, don't drop me.
She's like, please don't drop me. And I love how dramatic it was. She flew over the edge and she's hanging there and she's like, don't drop me. And then the screen went black.
Oh yeah,
it went like commercial break
or something.
You just hear wind.
Yeah.
But okay, so at this point, Taylor and Sheila have been gone for a while, and Thomas and Ridge are starting to wonder where on earth they are.
Yeah, they're getting a little sus. They're
Thomas texts, and she's not answering, so they're getting worried. And then back on the roof, Sheila, I don't know how she does this, because you know what? I can't even do one pull-up. But Sheila manages to pull Taylor up, or help Taylor pull herself back up and over the ledge. And they're both crying, and they hug, and Taylor's like, thank you, you saved my life, thank you.
She made your life in danger, girl.
I was gonna say they slid down the wall, right? They're like sitting against the little wall, the little ledge thing. And Taylor's like, you saved my life. If that doesn't give you a place in this family, then I don't know what does. What?
She's the reason you were even up there in the first place. She's the reason you even tripped over the semi ledge and fell in the first place. Like
and then she's like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And I'm thinking, if she only knew.
I don't know.
So after their little powwow, they're going to make their way back to...
Oh, no, but remember, at first, in this moment, Taylor does tell Sheila, we don't have to tell anyone about this.
She does say that, yes. She does.
So I'm like, about why you almost fell, that you almost fell in general, like what? And it's like when they go back to like check on Steffi, of course, like, where were you? Like, they were being a little dodgy about it in that moment, but later on she just like, blah, 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 blah. Like
yeah. True.
What was the point of the whole, like, we're not going to tell anyone because you tell everyone? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I wrote it down.
If you don't tell,
Yeah.
then how will everyone know she... Like, it would be weird. You're just all of a sudden welcoming her to the family.
Yeah. Like, you're just all of a sudden her number one fan, and no one's going to know why. Like, I don't understand the point. I'm sorry. I wrote it down. It bothered me. I have to speak on it.
Right? So, okay, all this is going on, right? All of this stuff is going on. Ridge is in Steffi's room, and he's begging her to wake up. He's making
putting
deals
hands
with
on her.
God.
Putting the hands on her.
He's trying to make
Hallelujah.
deals. He's like, look, let's wheel and deal here, God.
Right?
And
He's like, I'm gonna dollar bill this right now and make a deal.
right?
Because that's what Bill does. Every time there's like a moment, he like all of a sudden Bill remembers like, all right, look, I know I've promised some things. I know I got some credit with you. G-O-D, I got you. Come on, help me out. Ugh.
Right? Willing and dealing.
Always.
Oh, and guess what? Miraculously, her hand moves and she starts waking up.
What?
And she's trying to say something, and Ridge like runs out to the waiting area to tell everybody that she's awake, and everyone's all happy and everything except Sheila, of course.
Yeah. She's like waking up, do, everyone's excited, and then Steffi kind of notices Sheila in the background, and she's like, no, Sheila. And then it was like cuts off.
Yeah.
But
Dun, dun, dun.
like they do this so
tricked her.
many times. Like if they think this was the big plot twist, this is the scary. Like they've done this so many times in the last couple weeks, where like then the next episode, like it totally doesn't go like no, she doesn't remember Sheila right now.
Yeah, she croaks it out, and then it's like nothing happens though, because you're like, whoa, she remembers, and then you're like, no.
No, I mean, what she remembers is she hates Sheila in general, which
Right.
this is going to lead into some other stuff. We'll get there when we get there, but I'm just going to mention right now. Think about it. Like when Steffi woke up, Sheila's in the room and she's already saying no, Sheila. And it's not because she remembers the shooting. She just remembers she hates Sheila in general. And that's fine that Sheila's in this room, right?
That's weird. I don't, even if Taylor, right? You're Taylor and you forgave her, right?
Right.
Then that doesn't mean Steffi did. I can hear
No.
you breathing again. Did you move your thing?
Maybe. There, I moved it. Better? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, why is she there? I agree. And then,
Yeah.
okay, hold up. Okay, because this is weird. And then I'll go back to Steffi, but this is weird. Paris and Zende showed up together, or at least at the same exact time, and it was weird. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
are they together or not?
And then I guess it was just kind of to like patch up any thoughts we may have had in our mind that we thought that Paris was super into Finn, which they totally made it seem like Paris was super into Finn, but like she wasn't even cracking a tear.
No.
Like she was like, oh my gosh, like in shock. I can't believe he's gone. But she wasn't emotional. And like the last time we really saw her and Finn interacting, like she was having fantasies about him. But, you know, I guess Carter just like wiped her mind. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she just dropped Finn, huh? Forgot about it.
Well, I mean, she wasn't crying. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know. It was just weird. I don't know what the choice of bringing them there together. But they talked to Liam and Hope. And everyone's happy. Steffi woke up. Yay. Hope calls Brooke. And Zende calls Carter to update them. And I'm like, okay, so, oh, God. Carter's really gotten himself into a mess this time. Because Zende really thinks of him as a friend.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
that's my
call
best
Carter.
friend. He's a real bad bee. Got his own car. Sorry.
That's all right. We are going back to Steffi's room.
Great.
And basically, she wants water. Okay, she wants water. She's confused. So they explain to her what happened, but they don't tell her everything. They just say, you've been shot. You were at Il Giardino in the alley. And I think now they are starting to realize, oh, she don't remember. But Ridge is so ridiculous. Ridge was like right on top of her. Do you know who shot you? Do you know who shot you? I'm like, she woke up like 2 seconds ago, Ridge. Calm down.
I know. Ridge is so worried about everyone else, traumatizing Steffi or pushing Steffi too much. But he's the one who's like, what happened?
I know. He's like, tell me you shot you. I'm like, God, she just woke up.
Yeah.
And they make sure that we know that they're not giving Steffi any opioids.
Yeah, she's on that tramadol.
Yeah, so they make sure we know that. And
so this just is in my notes as well, just so y'all know. In between watching the show, I was watching Criminal Minds. Quinn is on episode 10 of season 5 of Criminal Minds.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's very funny to me because she was kidnapped and held hostage in this episode. All right. That was noted and spoken on.
That's too funny. Oh, I forgot to mention that Thomas is the one that told everybody Steffi was awake, right? Or was it Ridge? I got confused now. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now everybody knows. They're making phone calls. We're good to go. Let's see what else. Ridge, Sheila, and Taylor come out of the room, and Liam and Hope go in, but Steffi's asleep, so she doesn't hear all the stuff that they say, because they're like in there talking about Finn and Hayes and stuff, and she was a sleeper pretending to be asleep.
Yeah, see, this is kind of sketch, because Liam and Hope are in there, and they're both talking to her like, you need to come back. You need to be here for Hayes. You need to be a blah, blah, blah. Like, we care about you. And as they're walking out, like they walk out of the room, holding hands or hugging or whatever, Steffi opens her eyes and kind of like,
she?
Yeah, she opened her eyes and squint watched them walk out of the room. So this is where a conspiracy is at, because Steffi has, in the past, faked an illness to get Liam back.
Well, I can say this much. I really did for a second. I was like, oh my gosh, she's faking. And I was thinking she's doing it because she knows Sheila's around, right? And she can't do anything while she's stuck in the hospital bed. But when she saw Kelly, which we're going to get to, she did have a reaction. She looked genuinely shocked because she was big.
Yeah.
Did she not?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Let's finish this. Here's the last part. This is how the week ended. Ridge tells Sheila that she needs to leave because he doesn't think Steffi would want her there. And he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor intervenes and she's like, wait. We got to tell him. We got to tell him what happened. And she is like rolling her eyes. So Taylor tells Ridge everything that happened on the roof. And You know what was funny, Chelsea? Ridge said exactly what you said. He said, well, you wouldn't have been on the roof in the first place if it wasn't for her. And he's like, what are you doing on the roof in the first place? That's not going to help anything. I was like, that's what we were all thinking.
Yeah, no, Ridge is like, I don't know. At first he was like, wait, what? It's like, it's not just a Ridge thing, okay? It's just a B&B thing. When anyone is told a story on B&B, the person that's being told the story just automatically kind of has to not understand words anymore. And the person telling the story can never use full sentences. They can just tell you like blurps. So the conversation is always like, wait, what? And then, huh? And how did? What? Oh my gosh. What? Like every time. So at first Ridge was like, wait, she saved your life. Oh my gosh. But then he was like, wait, what were you even doing up there?
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, well, actually I was up there because Sheila was up there because she was about to jump. And he's like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I know, he's like, what now?
So she saved you from putting you in a situation that she formed. Okay. I mean, it was Taylor's choice to chase her. I don't think Sheila planned on Taylor chasing her.
No, I
But
don't.
But at the same time, Taylor would not have been up there if Sheila had not left in a huff, had not been creeping around the hospital trying to make sure Steffi's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if she
not
wouldn't
that
have
he
shot
knows
Finn.
that. Not that he even knows that. He just knows that Sheila is a shady person, and even though he doesn't know that she's a shooter, maybe she's just trying to get attention. Either which way, he's like, Sheila's a bad person. She was on the roof. Yeah, it's sad. Don't kill yourself. Whatever. But at the same time, you wouldn't have been on the roof. So she didn't really
Yeah.
save you.
Yeah, because he's like, that's not going to bring Finn back. Jumping.
Yeah. I thought your grandson was the most important thing.
Right.
What happened to that?
That's how the weekend.
And I also don't know why people aren't pushing that point more. The people that are sus of Sheila at this point, which Thomas is sus of Sheila, Ridge is sus of Sheila right now, even Lee is sus of Sheila, but Lee is in a red-eyed rage right now, so she don't count. But Ridge and Thomas both, I don't understand why they're not pushing the Hayes issue. Why would you want to kill yourself if you were so concerned about being in Hayes's life?
Right. Okay, week 5.
Monday, April 18th through Friday, April 22nd.
The week starts out at the hospital, and Taylor and Ridge were still kind of talking about Sheila. And Deputy Chief Baker, excuse me. He appears. He just appears.
Yes. He appears kind of...
Well, he says he's going to do everything he can to get the trash off the street that killed Finn.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I just don't understand, why everyone has such an attitude towards Baker. He's never come at them about something and been wrong, really.
Right.
That I know of. It's not like he falsely ever put anyone in jail. It was always for a good reason.
Yeah.
And he's always looking out for their best interest. He's always trying to solve a crime that happened to them. You know what I mean? Why are they always so mean to Baker?
I don't know. It's a good question. And then Bill's the worst about being mean to Baker.
Him and Ridge both are just they always take over. And then I don't understand why he always lets them take over his investigations. I need to question this perp. Okay, but I'm going to go in the room with you because it's my son, so I'm going to also question them with you. When does that ever happen? Baker, you're a sissy. No, that's why they're mean to you. Never mind. I've talked myself out of it.
Don't you talk yourself out of it. Okay, we have a scene at Forrester Creations with Quinn and Eric. And I don't get it, okay? Quinn and Eric, of everyone, should be at the hospital, right?
Yeah, but everyone hates Quinn, so you don't want to add more tension to a room.
There's definitely tension between these two.
Oh yeah,
I just don't think their marriage is the same anymore.
Something ain't right.
It's true. You can just tell, huh?
Yeah, there's a vibe.
They were just worried about Steffi, that's all. Yeah,
they came into the office to distract themselves, but instead I think it opened more wounds.
Okay, God, here we go. Are you ready? We're going back to the hospital. I gotta say this part, okay? Because Carter arrives at the hospital, right? And now we have Paris, Zende, and Carter. Super awkward. And you feel so bad because Zende doesn't know that it's awkward because he doesn't know.
Oh my gosh. Zende says all these nice things about Carter. Oh gosh.
And he's like, Carter's part of the family.
A secondhand embarrassment to the 27th degree.
And then the main thing out of this scene was Paris leaves And Zende tells Carter he's still in love with Paris and he wants to marry her. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Here we
Yeah.
go
And
again.
Carter tells him to follow his heart.
Yeah, propose. Go ahead, do it. Do it.
Do it. I dare you. Go ahead. Do it.
Oh my God.
Do
Okay.
it. Get all excited about it again so you can get crushed. Because that makes me hot.
And
I
then,
don't like Carter no more. I don't like Carter no more.
yeah, I'm
Even
mad at him
though,
right now.
even though I'm going to put this out here right now, we were doing process of elimination. Fourth wall broke. We were doing process of elimination, and there ain't that many guys left that Steffi's not related to.
Right.
So maybe the Carter Steffi situation may happen out of all of this.
It's possible. It's very possible.
Possible. I mean, it's either him, Bill, or Wyatt, and Wyatt's so much with
Deacon.
Flo. Or Deacon, yeah, I threw that one out of left field. I was like, or Deacon, but that's just too gross.
Like,
so it's not.
That's the only people she's not related to.
Right? Like, that's it, right?
That's all I can think of.
Mm-mm. So the Carter Steffi situation might happen, and that would be a power couple, can I say?
Yeah, it would. It would. They'd make a good couple, I think.
Yeah, they'd be adorbs. I love it. He'd be a good stepdad. I like it. I'm down.
Well, Zende runs over to Forrester and tells Eric and Quinn that he wants to propose. And Quinn is like, excuse me, but didn't Paris say that she wanted to keep things casual? And he's like, yeah. I don't care, though. I'm following my heart. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I think this made, like, I didn't know it at the time, but now that I have information, I'm going back and thinking, like, oh, Quinn's spidey senses were tingling. She was like, yeah. Zende, chilled. I gave you that ring a while ago. There's a lot of hot mins around here.
Okay. The next part. Are you ready? Because
Maybe.
The next part is where I really started getting mad at Carter and changing my mind. Because think about it, okay? Paris is a young adult, right? She just got out of college. She doesn't have tons of life experience yet. Carter's older. He's got life experience. He knows better. Okay?
As our queen would say, he talks. Miss Britney Spears, she would have been doing the dance, singing the song.
Yep.
Toxic. No, Carter's that guy. Carter's that guy that girls are like, oh, why are there no good men? And it's like, because he presents himself as so caring and innocent and nice, but really he got hurt. He got hurt. He's got damage. And instead of dealing with his actual damage, he just seeks out other damaged people in situations that he should not be in. And he thrives off of that. He likes it. It makes him hot, because if it was a normal, completely available, rational person, he's not attracted to them. But he presents himself as oh, got his stuff together, great catch guy Carter, nice guy Carter. No, Carter is mean. Carter is mean, selfish man.
Yeah, I'm mad that I really do feel that he used her. I don't think that he's a horrible person, right? I don't think he's set out intending to do it, but regardless, he did it because she's young, right? And he tells her, oh, I'm in love with you. And then she lets all her guard down. She falls for him. Oh, and then what? 2 weeks later, he's telling her, here's what he tells her. He's like, now, right? She says, but you said you love me, because they're at Forrester and they're talking. And she's like, but you said you love me. And he's like, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So you just go around telling people you love them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He just dropped her.
Because that's what he likes. That's what he likes. And then she thinks it's a game because she gets all funny with him. Like he says, no, we can't do this. And then she laughs. She goes, ha, ha, ha. Okay, yeah, but we're going to do this. And he's like, no, I'm serious this time. Ha, ha, ha. And then they still make out again. So now she thinks it's foreplay. This
Well,
is
this
just what
time
he
he got
does.
serious. This time,
Yeah.
he raised his voice and everything because she was
Yeah,
like,
but is
if
the
this is
foreplay just escalating? Because come on, we all know, like, you used to be able to make out, and maybe if his hand brushed across your top area, like that was enough. And then, next time he was touching your thigh. Like each time it gets more aggressive, you know what I mean? So it's still foreplay, it's just more aggressive. Like in her mind, she probably really doesn't even think it's done, even though she ran away crying and stuff. Like she's gonna try to get at him again. This is the game now.
well, it might be, but I think he's serious because he always babies her. Oh, we can't. And this time she was like, if this is because of my mom, he got loud with her. Of course, it's about your mother. Everyone here is going to have the same reaction as she did. Do you not get that? And I
Yeah.
was like, whoa. It even shocked me because he raised his voice at her. And I was like, oh. And then, yeah, she just ran off crying.
But guess who was standing in the crack of the door?
Mm-hmm.
Quinn.
Yep.
So Quinn didn't actually hear their conversation, obviously, because Paris went running through the door. What we're thinking happened and what she said she saw was she saw Paris leave the office crying. So she went to look in the office to see who Paris was talking to, and she saw that she had been talking to Carter. So obviously, Quinn pieced it together like, really? Paris?
She was like, not Paris.
She actually said, really? Like, what are you doing? But it kind of made her, do you think it made her jealous? Do you think she really had the key in the hand ready to like give it back for no reason? Or do you think she actually just carries it around at all times?
I think she just wanted it. I think she's been holding on to it so she could use it as an excuse to talk to him again.
So she carries it at all times.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because she uses that as her excuse, like, oh, well, I was coming in here to give you your key back. Do you need to give it to someone else, perhaps?
Right.
So, I don't know. This whole conversation, too, was kind of, to me, I felt like it was just Quinn doing a vibe check. Quinn was just checking, like, hey, like, if I did turn around and say I wanted you back, you would come back to me, right?
Of course.
Right? Like, I feel like that's what it was. I feel like it was a vibe check. Like, yeah, she saw what happened with Paris, and she's like, bro, really, you're doing this? Like, Zende was just in the room talking about marrying her, but okay, I see what you're doing. But if I turned around and told you I wanted you back, you wouldn't care about Paris and you or anyone else, right? Right?
I think, personally, I think Quinn wants to be with Carter, but she cannot let go of all of the stuff that comes with Eric. She doesn't even want to be with Eric anymore.
No.
She doesn't.
And what comes with him that she didn't have on her own already? She already title.
As
That's
being
it.
the matriarch, Miss Forrester.
But that's it.
Her
Like
cushy job.
but she's made a name for herself at this point with her jewelry line where she could go, like, she has money.
Yeah,
and she could take her jewelry line to another fashion company easily or do her own thing with it. So really, what is she getting from Eric?
she gets to live in the big house. She
Buy
gets
her
to
own
be
big
super
house.
rich. I
Already
don't
rich.
know. It's something that she likes, that Eric gives her some kind of stability, I think. But at the same time, that's not a good reason to stay with someone.
I guess. I don't know. I don't understand.
Sheila tells Deacon that she saved Taylor's life. And he says, oh, it's not your fault. And I'm like, I'm sick of people coddling her. But in their defense, they don't know. They don't know what we know.
Yeah.
And then Baker, I'm sorry, but Baker makes me laugh because he's like, he comes to update them with zero. He has zero update, though. It's like, there's no camera footage. Okay. We couldn't find any camera footage. We don't really have any leads. And he's like, I need to talk to Steffi. And I'm like, good update.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks for that.
That was funny.
But really, he like came and he was like, I want to talk to Steffi. But then Ridge and everyone get protective. Like, no, she can't. She's not ready. Blah.
Right. Then Bridget comes over and she's like, Steffi's doing good, but she's still, she's still in the weeds or whatever you want to say. And then guess who? Guess who shows up? Liam shows up, right? With Hope, and he's going to go in and see Steffi. And this is when we figure it out.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember crap. Like, literally, she's, like, stuck in, like, 5 years ago. She doesn't remember. It's at least 2 years ago, right? 2 or 3 years, because she doesn't remember anything.
Our
like,
brains
she doesn't remember
magic.
Finn.
Yeah.
And you know what? Not to be, okay, most of the time I look over this stuff because I don't like to be nitpicky, but Joe said, he cracked me up because he said, didn't she get shot like in the chest or the neck or something? And I was like, yeah. And he said,
the shoulder.
Yeah. And he said, then how did it affect her brain? And I was like, I don't know. That's too much questions. I was like, I don't know. That's too many questions.
Yeah, no, it seemed like she kind of got shot in her shouldery area, which was also weird because like Taylor kept like grabbing on her shoulder, and I'm like, isn't that where she got shot? You should probably stop grabbing right there. But also that was my kind of thing too. I'm like, our brains are so magic because like, yeah, she's traumatized blocking stuff out, but she blocked out knowing Finn at all.
Right.
And like, how did her mind know to just rewind to the point where her and Liam were still married? So that's the point, like pre-Phoebe, pre-Hope coming back. But wasn't Kelly not even born? Like, wasn't Kelly born after Hope came back? So wouldn't she know that Liam left her already for Hope if Kelly is walking around and is a person?
Right. I don't know. I feel like she's just
Wait a
really
minute.
confused.
Joe, you just opened my third eye. Holy crap. Yeah, no, because that's how it worked, right? It was Steffi and Liam. They were pregnant. Everyone was happy. Hope comes back, and she was like, oh, cool, you guys are a family. I'm not going to try anything. But then Liam's like, I can't live without you, Hope. I don't care that I'm married to Steffi and she's about to give birth. And he leaves Steffi before she even gives birth to Kelly. So what time is Steffi's mind going back to? Because her and Liam were not married while Kelly was a walk-around person.
I think she's just using Liam as like a coping mechanism. Because her brain's like, nope, too difficult. Not going to see that. Not going to do it.
But it also bypassed the Phoebe part.
True.
But then it went back to a time that didn't even exist because her and Liam were not. It was never Liam, Kelly, and Steffi in the same house. Like, she was still pregnant when Liam left, right? I'm not crazy right now, right?
No, you're right.
So what time frame? So of course she's shocked that Kelly's walking around. Technically, Kelly should still be in her belly.
Yeah, I think she's just super confused, I think.
All right, well, holes in the story.
Because she was also doing drugs, too, when she got with Finn. So I don't know. Maybe she's just confused.
Okay.
But the main thing that happened is Ridge goes in there to bug her again about who shot her. And Liam is in there. And she says, Liam, my husband. And they're both like, say what now?
Yeah.
But a what now? My what now?
Come on, what?
Yeah. And then back to Carter and Quinn at Forrester. They are so obvious that they want to get back together. It's ridiculous. Like, I feel sorry for Eric. Because she's like, he says, I miss you. And then she says, I miss you too. And then she hands them the key and their hands touch. And you could see the electricity. I was like, oh my God. I feel like we're not supposed to be watching this.
Right? I was like, I had to double check that I still had a warranty on my TV because I was like, oh, it's about to blow up.
Yeah, that's clear they still want each other.
That's why I'm saying, I'm like, was Quinn just doing a vibe check? Like, I can still have you at any moment, right? And he's like, yes, you can. And she's like, okay, cool, just checking, whatever, keep playing with Paris, but I wouldn't if I were you. Okay, bye. But also, like, she tells Carter, which this is inappropriate. Like, she tried to be discreet, but it's still also inappropriate, period. It was inappropriate for Carter to ask. It's inappropriate for her to respond. They're equally inappropriate. But
I
Carter
agree.
did ask her, like, are you and Eric still, like, not close or whatever, or connected, or however vaguely way he phrased it. Basically, he asked, are you guys getting it on? And Quinn tippy-toed around it and basically said, well, Eric has been working a lot, and sometimes he's been sleeping out in the guest house more often than not. More often than not.
He's not even sleeping in the damn house, guys.
Yeah.
He's in the guest house of his own house.
Yeah. So I'm like, where's Zende?
That's a good point.
I guess he's in the house. But anyway, yeah, so it was like total vibe check. That's what it was.
Now, back to the hospital.
Woo.
Hope is outside of the room waiting for Liam, and Brooke shows up. Okay.
The ray of light.
Yeah, I know, right? And they're talking to Bridget, and da-da-da, and she's like, it's about the same and this and that.
Yeah, but Brooke wants to, vibe check Hope because Hope is visibly nervous right now. And Brooke goes into mama bear mode of like, no, this is not okay. She cannot, nope, not even for a second. No, I don't care if she just woke up a minute and a half ago. You tell her that she is not married to Liam, that Hope is married to Liam. Nope.
Yeah.
She was not having
it. Yeah. Okay, so when Liam comes out and he tells them, that's exactly how she reacted. And Hope was not happy, but she wasn't as... I think Brooke kind of riled Hope up too a little bit, because I think she was worried, but then she was like, oh crap, maybe my mom's right.
Well, her natural instinct was to be a supportive half-ish sister. Stepsister? Okay, whatever. To be a supportive stepsister and to be a supportive wife, and she's just a nice, angel on this earth person. So she was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like, we don't want to overwhelm her. Like, okay. But then Brooke was like, nah, this is her way in, girl. Your marriage is over. No, this ain't happening. Cut it off.
Mm-hmm. I know. And man, that was... I love Brooke, okay? You all know I love Brooke, but the way she went about this was like, whoa, calm down. She just woke up.
I was like, Brooke, did you forget you're still trying to get Ridge back right now?
Yeah.
Because
Ridge was getting so aggravated too.
Yeah, I was like, girl, you're in your own battle right now to seem like a nice, caring, forgivable, awesome person so that Ridge will come back to you. And you're like going full mama bear right now. And it's not that I don't agree with you. I just also think maybe, not right when she wakes up, you have to tell her. But obviously within like 24 to 48 hours, you should tell her, but not like the moment she opens her eyes.
like, can you let her wake up first before you tell her?
Can we wipe the sleepy sand out of the crevice first?
Yeah, like, wow. And poor Liam. I know I never hardly say poor Liam, but he is visibly uncomfortable. Like, he is uncomfortable with this whole thing.
Because he knows he's about to have multiple conversations that are going to be, like, really uncomfortable. So he's already nervous.
Right? Yeah, I feel bad for him a little, but not that much, because he created this situation, and like, he created the dynamic in the first place. Going back and forth all the time.
That part.
And then, of course, he's being nice. He's playing along. He's like, that's what they're telling him to do. So that's what he's doing. He's playing along. And Brooke does not like this at all.
And she ain't hiding it. She has a feeling, ooh, ooh, that she's about to blow Steffi's mind tonight. Like,
Yeah, exactly. This whole episode was triggering. I'm sorry. They were triggering the hell out of me because I was like starting to panic, and I felt like I was Hope, and I was starting to like panic. Like I can't do this triangle. I can't do it again. I can't.
right? Like, cause every time Liam would go in the room with her, Hope's just creeping in like the door crevice. Well, not the crevice, but you know how hospitals
Yeah, the
have those
little window.
rectangle, like it's just that little rectangle sliver window with the like chicken wire in between the glass.
Right.
Also, oh yeah, Sheila's haunted. Ridge tells her to leave.
The
Yeah,
whole time. Taylor keeps taking up for
Sheila.
and it's weird.
Yeah, and Ridge is a little triggered because he's like, "Hey, lady, do you not remember I just left my last chick because I was warning her about a person and she like made them be in our life and then something bad happened and like right now I don't want this chick around and you're making her be in our lives and I'm triggered."
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't leave though.
She doesn't. Well, of course she's on like watch, man. She's like, I gotta be. But it's like, okay, like if Steffi doesn't remember, that's one thing. But like, why would you want to stay around? Because her looking at you, don't you think that's gonna make her remember faster?
That's what I was thinking. Like, why? No. Why do you want to be there?
No, I would be in halfway to Mexico already. Well, even more than halfway because this has gone on for like days. Mexico is only literally like 3 hours from where they're at.
You know,
been gone.
Maybe I need to talk to her. I heard Costa Rica, they have no extradition, so she could be safe there.
I mean,
I don't know. I heard that. I don't know if it's true.
I mean, they're not even suspecting her. Like, she could get pretty damn far right now.
Yeah, she could. Honestly, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have suspected her either, only because she loves Finn so much. I would be like, if it's just Steffi, I'd immediately say, oh, Sheila did it. But because it was Finn, it was like, oh.
But I guess her being around makes you think she didn't do it because, okay, if it happened and then she disappeared, maybe I would think she had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because she did love Finn so much. I don't know. I'm not a good criminal right now.
I don't know. She should leave, though.
Yeah.
And there's a little scene where Hope goes in to see Steffi, and Steffi's rude to her because she still thinks that they hate each other.
Yeah, she was
and that
all
they're
like,
not getting along.
She's all, hey. And she was like, oh, hi. And she's like, well, we haven't always gotten along.
Yeah.
Did you shoot me?
Surprised you're here.
She's about to ask her, like, did you shoot me? Did I finally go too far?
So Steffi asked Liam to bring Kelly to the hospital. And Liam goes and gets her. And when he brings her in, Hope is still in the room. This is where I was like, oh, she's not faking. Because the way she couldn't get over, like the way Kelly looked. She was expecting her to be a baby. And she came in like 5 years old. And she's like, what the heck?
Really? She should expect her to still be in her belly.
She looked shook, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe, you know what? I think she really is not remembering.
Yeah, conspiracy sort of debunked for now.
And then, oh my gosh, she was so rude to Hope. She kicked her out of the room.
Yeah, she's like, can I just be with my husband and my daughter? Ooh, big flex.
And she's like, you want me to leave? And she's like, yeah, uh-huh. I was like, oh, God.
And I guess Liam had somehow told this small child to, like, convinced her to lie to her mom. What, like, how he did that, I don't know. He's a master manipulator.
He did look nervous. Like, he was scared she was going to say Finn or Hayes' name the whole time.
Because she would have if she was a real child.
Yeah, she'd be like, where's Finn?
Like, as soon as she was like, where all of us are going to go home, and she'd be like, why? He lives with Hope. Like, like, kids, like, there's no way he would have been able to have her keep that secret. But okay.
She
But
was
also,
adorable too, by the way. Side note.
yes, I know. She looked like, if I was gonna, like, I know it's not their kid. I know it's not their kid. But I'm leaning more towards, like, she kind of looks more like Liam.
Oh, yep. She looks like Hope and Liam's kid.
Yeah,
You know what I think they're doing? I think they're doing a swap where Steffi is going to have the blonde daughter and Hope's going to have the dark haired daughter. You know, the reason is because
Oh.
remember, there's Katie has dark hair and the brother, the Logan brother that died, he had dark hair. So there
Storm.
is two dark haired Logans.
Oh.
So that's, I'm wondering if they're flipping it, you know, like just,
Yeah.
I don't know, just cause.
I also feel like this was a missed opportunity for the truth to come out, because I feel like he should have just brought in both kids.
Yeah.
Because as soon as she saw Hayes, how would she not recognize him? And if she didn't recognize him, like, then you need to tell her.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm sorry, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that good of a person, but I would not be okay with Joe going to the hospital and taking care of his ex and pretending they're still together. No.
No.
First of all, Liam should have stopped by, checked on her, and then went and got the kids. Like, he shouldn't even be there, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. No. He should have, like, been the nice dad and been like, I'm going to go pick up Kelly. And also, if you want us to take care of Hayes, Amelia's going to do that. All right, cool. Keep me updated. Because it's not like they were updating him anyway. He was in a whole different waiting room. And when she woke up, no one even told them. They, like, walked up and they were like, what? She's awake? Oh, can I go in? And then that's when he was being all puppy dog. Like, you could just tell he really wanted to go in the room. And, like, no one was telling him, like, oh, yeah, Liam, it's cool. You can go now. Like, he was just, like, sitting there like, I want to go. So, like, he could have did that at home.
Yeah, true. And, well, he did what she wanted. He brought Kelly. He's still pretending. And as all of these things are going on, Brooke and Taylor are still fighting because Brooke thinks it's cruel to not tell her the truth. And Taylor says she's too fragile. It might hurt her to tell her the truth. So they have two completely different views.
Yeah, Brooke goes for the kill move, though, because she tells her, like, isn't this unfair to Hayes? Doesn't Hayes need his mom right now? Wouldn't she want to be there for Hayes? And you're keeping her from him.
Mm-hmm.
She even tried that move, but Taylor was not having it. No. Taylor was not having it.
She wasn't.
Also, meanwhile, Ridge is basically in the background telling Sheila she needs to leave. Sheila gets offended and is like, I almost killed myself. And he's like, okay, look, lady, chill. I don't want you to kill yourself, per se, but I just don't want you to be right here.
Yeah, okay? He's like, I'm not trying, like, I get it, right? I get it. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but you don't need to be here. Like, here. Right here. Yeah. Right?
Like,
and then
go not kill yourself somewhere else.
Right.
How about that?
Right. And then guess who shows up? So you know she's not going to leave now because Deputy Chief Baker shows up again.
Yep, he's got questions.
He needs to talk to Steffi.
Yeah, and Ridge gets all, like, protective, like, oh, she's too fragile. I don't know. You need blah, blah, blah. And Baker's like, look, bro, I've interviewed many a person with many a mental problem. I've got this.
He's like, I know what I'm doing. I got this.
So, weird as hell, all three of them go into Steffi's room. So, not just Baker, not just Ridge and Baker, but Sheila, Ridge, and Baker go into the room to question
This didn't make any sense.
And I'm sorry, but Ridge was being more pushy than Baker was.
I know, Ridge was like, she's too fragile. And then he's the one in there like, you got to remember. Can you remember?
Who shot you? He was about to grab her by her collar and, like, shake her. Like, And then she like notices Sheila's in the room and she's like what is she doing here? What the hell? And then it like went to commercial, which was like weird, or it went weird. And then all of a sudden Sheila was like re-walking into the room, even though she was already in the room. I don't know, whatever. So they're still like questioning her and she's just like, I don't like, I see.
Yeah.
I see Sheila's face. Why is she in here? Get her out. Like,
Yeah. And then she's like, let me see. Oh, it's just flashes. And she's like, I remember seeing deliveries only sign. And then they're like, who shot you? And I'm like, poor Steffi. And then that's how it ends. That's how the week ends. It's like a cliffhanger because they're like, who shot you? And she's like, I'm confused.
yeah, no. So like, she's just like, what? It was like a weird acid trip. It was like, have you ever like, I don't know, dating myself, if we do have anyone under the age of like 30 listening to us, Kaleidoscope. It was a childhood toy. It was a tube and you looked into it and it had like weird glassy crystals in the end of it. So when you pointed it at a light and you turned it, it made like a bunch of different like shapes, but they were all colory and kind of tracy. Like you would see like tracers of the colors. That's what Steffi's like vision was, like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I want to stick with my conspiracies. They seem funner.
I know, right? A part of me was thinking, you know what? She's faking. But after, I don't know, when her reaction to Kelly is what changed my mind.
Yeah, but I broke that timeline, so it don't make sense. I don't know.
All right, guys. So that brings us to the end of the episode. Bravo to B&B.
Yeah, as always, B&B. We'll be back next week.
Of course. So we hope you guys have a great week. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.